Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
Hey yo, I'm gonna be a tit-out. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been lame.
Over the last few years, Yeison Lopez has quietly become one of the most dominant weightlifters in the world. During this training session, in which he builds up to a 95% clean and jerk, among other exercises, we're going to talk about his journey to becoming world champion, a title he received days after this session, the legends he's totally dismantled along the way, and the challenges he'll face as lighter legends move up to challenge him as the categories shift yet again. The second part of Yeison's career, where he started competing again as a senior, began at the 2023 Senior World Champs, where he returned to international competition in the heavier 96 kilo weight class. He looked pretty strong, snatching 171 kilos and clean and jerking 200 kilos, deserving of a space perhaps in an A session, but certainly it didn't seem of anything more. But then I remember at the Grand Prix in Qatar 3 months later, when he was facing Karlos in the lighter 89 kilo class, he looked totally transformed. It was actually pretty crazy. The first thing he did was snatch 180 kilos, which equaled Lee Dae-in's seemingly untouchable world record, and then in the clean and jerk he made 210 kilos. That 390 kilo total moved him ahead of everyone in Olympic qualifying except for Karlos and Lee Dae-in. He lost to Karlos here by 3 kilos, but it was a huge breakthrough performance. Over the coming year, which led to his Olympic silver medal, he continued to battle with the best, losing only ever to Karlos, and even in doing so, breaking a snatch world record in the process. So that was the lay of the land heading into this competition, the 2025 IWF World Weightlifting Championships in Norway. He came with a small team, and though he may not have felt like it, he was certainly looked at by his team as one of the leaders. His Olympic silver medal separated him from the rest. We'd already seen Yeison training a few times here over the previous days, so we knew he was going to lift well. And with his only real competitor from the last 2 years, Karlos up in the 94 kilo category, this felt like Yeison's year, the year he might finally become a world champion. In his team, there was 65 kilo Francisco Mosquera, who had already done it twice, but he was next in line. In training, Yeison has an interesting aura about him. He clearly commands a lot of respect from the younger and newer Colombian athletes, and yet he doesn't harness it or really even acknowledge it hugely. Of the 5 men in the team, he's probably the quietest. Perhaps that's because he has the most expectation on the line. He set his platform up at the front every session, no one else in his eye line, no waiting for anyone else to finish a lift before taking his turn, and that way he could just control the flow of his training session, lifting when he needed to rather than being dictated by any other person. He also probably messed around in the training hall the least. What I mean by that is that the Colombian team is known for their fun, their party atmosphere while training. They dance together, they sit and laugh together in between sets, they stay relaxed. But Yeison doesn't really do that, almost at all. He never danced, he took his warm-ups more seriously than the rest of the team, and he looked particularly focused on the work ahead. You actually see that with him in training back in Colombia too. He's often in an empty gym putting in the work on his own. I remember once he showed a video of an empty gym, saying that he was the only one from the team training there over the holiday period. That's not to say he doesn't have fun. You can see him smiling, talking, and on occasion, maybe even taking some interest in the lifts of his teammates. So he is present, but more in his training, and it really pays off. Though he's known for his snatches, his clean and jerking is very impressive also, as you can see in his lifting here. His positions, the strength of his pull and legs, and then his jerk. It's not a unique jerk. Many South American and African athletes perform this style of re-rack, but he is certainly one of the most consistent and strongest. Perhaps that's in part due to his different body type compared to his fellow Colombians. Usually you see taller, longer-limbed weightlifters, lifters like Lesman Paredes and Jonathan Rivas, as well as 2 of the younger athletes in this team, Joxa Albornoz and Sebastian Olivares. You even see it on the women's side too, Think Juliet Rodriguez, Yenny Alvarez, Yenny Sinistera. Perhaps when you put that Colombian system in with a shorter, more muscular physique, you get a world champion. At least that's what happened here. Those short arms often hinder in the snatch, though for some reason they don't. And then, unlike his aforementioned teammates, they really help him in the jerk. On the day of the 2025 World Championships, Yeison Lopez would have some of the usual suspects to contend with. Ali Mendez, the 2017 world champ, whose snatch was world class. Marin Robu, who on a good day can push anyone in the snatch in the total. And then North Korea's Ro Kwang Roll, whose clean and jerk was likely the strongest in the field. But as it turned out, Yeison Lopez effectively dominated the 88 kilo category. He set a snatch world record at 177 kilos on his second attempt, still 5 kilos under his best. He clean and jerked 210 kilos, a Pan American record, and took gold in the total by 10 kilos ahead of silver and 18 kilos ahead of bronze. Had he only landed his opening lifts, he would still have won. But I don't think things will stay this easy for him. His category, the 88s, is changing to the 85s. Moving up to the 95s is not the right move for him, as he'd be resigning himself to a silver behind his old enemy, Karlos Nassar. And so the 3 kilo cut in body weight is the right move.
I put in work and watch my status escalate. Now I'ma start collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down, haters wanna take me down, break me down, clap.
If he handles that cut right, he can probably preserve almost all of his muscle mass, becoming an even leaner weapon, a tough battle for the rest of the class. But these changing categories are bringing fresh talent from the more competitive 79 kilo weight class up towards him. Rahmat Abdullah was one of the stars of the last quad. His 6 world records as a 73 kilo weightlifter, all in the clean and jerk, were sensational. And behind Karlos Nassar, he had the second best performance of the entire year in 2025, ahead of Yeison. 205 kilos in the clean and jerk as a 73 kilo weightlifter translates to something truly insane as an 85. And quickly, just why is he moving up to 85? Well, that's because of what happened to Indonesia in the last quad. Indonesia had the 2 best weightlifters in the 73 kilo category, Rahmat and Rizky, but they didn't have the opportunity to qualify both for the Olympics due to the rule which restricts to just 1 athlete per category per country. And so with Rizky having become Olympic champion, his desires to take that 75 kilo spot take precedence over Rahmat's category wishes. So, in the clean and jerk, Rahmat has done 205 kilos at 73 kilos in body weight. He did 209 kilos at 77 kilos in body weight. And so if you scale that up, you get to 217 kilos in the clean and jerk at 85 kilos in body weight. I don't think it's likely that any other 85 kilo weightlifter will reach that level in the clean and jerk, but it's also plausible that Rahmat's strength won't scale up as he would hope. I mean, is Rahmat's frame even big enough to support that type of load? Certainly, this will be a category where anyone who loads the blues in the clean and jerk, so 215 kilos or more, is probably going to be taking the final lift of a competition. But where Rahmat will likely outlift Yeison in the clean and jerk, Yeison is an insane talent in the snatch. He'll likely open up a lead of 5 to maybe even as much as 10 kilos over Rahmat there. But the snatch won't be easy for Yeison either, because also moving up in weight is the current snatch world record holder at 79 kilos, the young and talented Abdo Younes from Egypt. Right now, Abdo's world record is 166 kilos, weighing 79 kilos in body weight, whereas Yeison's is 177 kilos, weighing 88 kilos. They are remarkably close, but when compared by Sinclair, Yeison is slightly ahead. Yeison also has the benefit of having snatched 182 kilos in the old weight class, an even more impressive lift than Abdo's. But Abdo is young, he's progressing fast, and his training lifts look out of this world. His recent 185 kilo block snatch and then snatches from the floor in the low 170s, weighing around 83 kilos, suggest he might be able to surpass Yeison when he reaches 85 kilos in body weight. Both will likely be capable of snatching 3 reds, 175 kilos, a weight which will become symbolic of a winning lift, I'm sure, much like the blues will be in the clean and jerk. A huge benefit to Yeison comes from his consistency and lack of elbow movement. Abdo, on the other hand, is a ball of power and energy, but he can be inconsistent, and the judges don't like his lockout. Between Abdo Younes and Rahmat Abdullah, Yeison Lopez will have his work cut out for him. Not to mention newcomers like Tu Yi, China's replacement for Li Dayan and Tian Tao, who already outlifted Yeison Lopez's World Championships winning total at China's national champs a few weeks after this. But then there's also Caden Kahoy from the USA moving up a category, and the danger of Kedemar Vainea picking the 85s over the 95s. The path towards gold at the Olympics in LA 2028 is full of complications. The best weightlifters in the world will converge in the new 85 kilo class to battle it out. Were it not for the best weightlifter in the world blocking him in Paris, Yeison would have become Olympic champion already. Finally a world champion, Yeison's momentum is once more climbing. Stick around for his journey to LA.
Now I'ma start collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down, haters wanna take me down, break me down, clap. All they heard was a sound. Yo, I scoped it out. I took your weak dream and choked it out. Your bitch don't really got no ass. She just poked it out on the D-Lo. I'm saying you versus me, yo. We can do this shit right here in front of your people.